As I was reading chapter 91 in the book of Psalms the other day, when I finished with that chapter, it reassured me of how secure I really am in God's protection. In this chapter, it shows a never-ending love that He has for us. It tells us how He wants us to keep fellowship with Him and stay close to Him. It shows the true, righteous character of God. And it also shows, in a world of chaos right now, utter chaos, that He is the calm, unchanging keeper of all of His promises. And I ran across a statement by Elisabeth Elliott about chapter 91. She said when she read it that it was a heavenly medicine for her soul. And I guess that's kind of how I felt when I finished reading it. It was just a dose of a good medicine that I needed. It tells us in these verses that He is our refuge. He is my refuge. And I'm so thankful that I can say that. He is my shelter in time of storms, in time of trouble or danger. And every time I see the word shelter, I don't know why, but it always brings to mind when I was growing up. I grew up on a farm, and we were always in the summertime outside working on the farm. And we would hear a thunderstorm coming up. And my parents would say, run for shelter. And we knew where we needed to run. There was a barn nearby, and we would run and get in the barn. And that did keep us safe. And we knew our parents loved us and wanted to protect us. That's why they said, run for the shelter. And we did. And that's the way God is. He says, run to the shelter. And He just wants to protect us by us being there. It also, in this, says He covers us with His wings and feathers. And what it's saying there is comparing to how a hen does with her little chicks. If she thinks there's danger out there for her little chicks, she'll gather them up. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but it's the sweetest sight. She'll gather those little chicks up under her feathers, under her wings. And those little chicks, they get under there just as quick as they can. And that's where they'll stay until the danger has passed. Their mama loves them. She's going to protect them. And that's what God wants to do for us too. He gives us the protection that we certainly need. And the more He protects us, the more we see His love. It's hard sometimes not to have some fear, and that comes from the unknown. And how long are things going to stay in utter chaos? Will we see a difference someday? Will it get better? But these verses say, don't be afraid. I will deliver you. Now, it doesn't say when He'll deliver us, but He will deliver us. And another thing, when I was growing up, we would go to bed. Our house always seemed so dark at night and so very quiet. And everybody else was asleep but me. I couldn't go to sleep. There was something about the dark, the nighttime, that always frightened me. And I would call my mama, and she would come to the bedside every time without fail. And I would say, I'm scared, I'm afraid. She said, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing going to hurt you. I'm here. Everything's going to be okay. It's well. And that's what God says to us too. Don't be afraid of the dark, the harm that can come your way. Don't be afraid of the day. There may be harm to come your way, but I am here. I will take care of you. He will deliver us. We don't know what each day holds, but we know that God knows. There's nothing weak about Him. He is all-powerful. He is all-knowing. He is our God, our deliverer, our comforter, our refuge. Let's never forget who He is. because He has never forgotten us. Let's don't live our lives as if there's no hope, because when we know God, that's our hope. He is our hope. Let's stay vigilant. Let's be loyal to Him. Let's never let Him think that He has wasted His time on us. And make sure that we always tell others what He has done for us, and that He wants to do the same for them, that He can change their life. He can make the difference, an eternal difference to them. Let's always remember who God is.